What's up, guys, and welcome back to DPL. We got the fourth game of the night, EHOME.Keen going up against CDEC. And game one was a little bit of a mess. I'm not really sure what happened there. EHOME.Keen makes some really reckless plays from them, and CDEC, kind of the same thing, made reckless plays as a team. EHOME.Keen's mess-ups were like individual mess-ups, and CDEC's were as a group. I'm not really sure if you want to like mess up as a group or if you want to mess up as an individual. I'm not sure what's better, but I guess in the last game, EHOME.Keen made fewer of those screw ups, so I guess that's why they won, right? CDEC kind of with a disappointing display. I was expecting something kind of cool with that Razor safe lane to go up against the Abaddon. In pure theory, it would be a nice setup to have, if not for the fact that you're picking Razor, right? So they're just going to go in for something a little bit more standard, a little bit safer. It's a Lifestealer first pick. Of course, EHOME.Keen are going to go ahead and grab the Abaddon for themselves this time, and CDEC probably not bold enough to go in for that Razor quote-unquote counter, but Lifestealer definitely a hero that, probably more so than others is going to struggle versus the Abaddon, just because Abaddon can easily trade hits versus the Lifestealer. The Frostbite, the Open Wounds doesn't do anything versus the Aphotic Shield. So yeah, you're going to not have the best time up against an Abaddon offlane should that be the case. But you still will be able to probably not die unless you really mess up. And you still should be able to get farm freely. Yeah, you may not be able to kill the Abaddon, but hey, you can't have it all. If they do pick up someone to get this Lifestealer in these fights, i.e. Earth Spirit, with a CM, that could be pretty impactful. They might have enough CC that they can, CC the Abaddon until he shields and then lay on even more. Just keep on laying it on until he's dead. It'll take a lot of commitment, but it's at least possible. EHOME.Keen going to go ahead and grab the Abaddon, follow that up with the Keeper of the Light. Seen a lot of love and hate for Keeper of the Light in the recent days of Dota. First banned sometimes, other times, like the last 3 games we saw, not touched at all. Kind of interesting to see that polarity of this hero. Is not particularly strong or weak versus Lifestealer and Crystal Maiden. Is kind of okay versus both those heroes. We can definitely see like the difference in the draft here is that EHOME.Keen kind of have like a nice base to stand on. Like they have the mana sustain, they have health sustain, they have a solid laner in the Abaddon. Where CDEC need a couple of more parts where they already have a big gun. They just need to find a way to attach that big gun to the robot. That may be the worst example I could ever think of. That was awful, but if it got the point across, sure, why not? By the way, Slaughter was in the pool. Didn't even realize he was still in the pool. I just automatically assumed Slaughter is always banned out. Looks like the Nyx Assassin got banned out rather early. Centaur debatably early, probably not. So Slaughter is going to get kicked out now, and Ricky hate as well. I've seen games where Ricky just doesn't get touched at all, and then games where he's banned first. Not really sure. Again, a lot of polarization there. But Juggernaut Weaver, heroes that Leicester really does struggle with in the mid-late stages. Those are the pretty easy bans from CDEC. Then we got ourselves an OD. Interesting. Well, still going to need a way to get this Lifestealer into those fights. Clockwork, 3 in a row, maybe? Probably not, right? EHOME.Keen will need to get like an Ursa right now if the Clockwork's going to see any play. And I'm not really sure if that's what you want to be doing. It's not bad, actually, versus the Lifestealer, but yeah, they will need a situation to pick up a Clockwork. You just don't randomly pick one up. That's not how it works. Yeah, Earth Spirit's still looking like a decent hero for the CDEC squad to consider for this Lifestealer. They really do need someone to get this Lifestealer in. It seems like every game where Lifestealer doesn't have that way in, he just gets smashed because he lacks the mobility. Infest at that point is a very weak tool. But OD, definitely a strong mid laner. Almost across the board, he has favorable matchups. EHOME.Keen can pick up an Ogre Magi here. Grab someone like a Shadow Fiend and then, have a decent shot at countering the OD. Sniper, a hero that typically has a pretty decent time. Or a Sand King. Interesting. Now, Sand King, Keeper of the Light is like an old school combo. It's, maybe not them going to be working together all the time. But EHOME.Keen looks like they want to gear themselves out to be a little bit aggressive. Looking for a timing play where they get the Abaddon to have an okay start. get to coddle some free farm to get that Aghanim Scepter, get a Blink Dagger. Of course, they lack the push power to really make that effective, but they will have a lot of sustain and a lot of tools to work with. This Pudge may throw a wrench into this a little bit. If you're going to go for very aggressive pushes very early on, you don't really want to be dodging hooks the entire time. And you will have the Abaddon, you will have lots of ways to interrupt the Pudge's channeling of Dismember, so that's pretty good. But Pudge with the mana from Crystal Maiden and an OD, that's a lot of freedom to do pretty much whatever he wants. You see a hook that might land, maybe? Go ahead and throw it. Why not? Just like the amount of hooks he throws in this game will be so much higher than in some of the other games. And even though, yeah, you're going to be hooking things, you probably won't kill them every single time. That threat of messing with EHOME.Keen's positioning, that maybe forcing of the Sand King's hand to blink in for a Burrow Strike, yeah, it may just make the difference there. So I actually do like this Pudge pick quite a bit. Like, they have this mana sustain up the wazoo for CDEC, but now they need an offlane hero to get this lifesteal in. It may just be Clockwork. We're looking at offlane heroes. Pretty much all of them want to get Blink Dagger, but we have so much offlane hate in this ban phase right now. How do you get Lifestealer in effectively?
5 seconds remaining.
I'm not really sure if there's a clean way to do it. I mean, the matchups for the Clockwork just seem really miserable here. You don't want to play a Clockwork in this game. But Lifestealer wants someone to play a Clockwork. That's not sure how much priority they're going to place in that. Seems like Lifestealer may have to go without a delivery device. And they have ways of starting the fights once OD gets a Blink Dagger or something like that, but it's going to take a long time for that to happen. I mean, yeah, you will get maybe Hurricane Pike first and then use the Lifestealer Bomb that way. Probably not. It's not really something you want to be doing. EHOME.Keen have a lot of control. They have a lot of control. And I've seen a lot of damage now, or some damage. That Ursa pick I mentioned earlier is actually looking pretty good here. Or not the worst. It is awkward up against the OD, since if you use all your buffs and then you just get imprisoned, you're kind of just doing nothing the entire time.
10 seconds remaining.
They have the Keeper of the Light for the mana sustain. The safe lane should be very safe from EHOME.Keen. So really they can pick up whatever carry hero they want. Ideally it will be a hero that uses mana so they can kind of abuse the chakra magic from the Keeper of the Light a little bit. But matchup wise, I mean, you just got to be able to kill off a Lifestealer. I like Ursa. PA is not terrible here. Morphling is a good one. Morphling is definitely a hero that's not on my radar. Like, if I'm thinking of carry heroes, that's just not a hero that comes up in my mental list. At least, he will eventually come up in my mental list, but not on the top. I actually like it quite a bit. Again, this draft from EHOME.Keen just oozes survivability. Like, Puck is already one of the survivability masters. Morphling is as well. Adds so many ways of interrupting and healing, like Sand King, getting his mobility items. Keeper of the Light has the pushback. Abaddon obviously is Abaddon, so it's going to be really, really tough to catch up to these EHOME.Keen heroes. Now, CDEC, they do have quite a few ways of chasing. I mean, they have the hook. They will have, Lifestealer with open wounds. They have the OD Imprison. It's all good. And they really needed this. Just a point-click disable. Right? At the very worst, a point-click disable from the Doom. Doom Morphling, Doom a Puck. Once again, we're looking at 2015 strats here from CDEC, but again, whatever works. That non-negotiable point-click disable is going to be a huge game for CDEC should they actually land it properly. And you got to look towards Lincoln Spheres in this game for EHOME.Keen. I don't know about you guys, but I think Lincoln Sphere is a pretty good item here. I don't know. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Maybe consider it. Now, as good as this Doom is up against what EHOME.Keen have, it does have a glaring weakness now with the CDEC's draft insofar as the Lifestealer lacks a way of getting in, and the Doom is most likely not going to jungle. which is not really a bad thing. Like, you don't need Doom to jungle, but we saw how effective Doom jungle was in the last game. Able to put a lot of pressure over towards that mid lane, and looks like he maybe going towards the off lane this time, June, as the Doom. Been a while since I've seen an off lane Doom. Certainly very interesting. I think it is punishable. And the right clicks from EHOME aren't really huge, but just the constant chip damage of several ranged heroes, the fact that Doom has 0 base armor. Maybe they're a little bit disable light to effectively kill him off, like they have to battle up against that Scorched Earth regen eventually. But yeah, this is kind of a double-edged sword for CDEC. It's going to come down to how June is going to play this, and June's play in the last game was excessively mediocre. Mediocre is not quite going to be good enough, but let's, in this downtime, take a look at who's going to be playing what. We got Inflame on the Crystal Maiden. I don't know how you're going to get away with calling yourself Inflame then picking up an Ice hero. That just doesn't make sense to me. Demons is on the Pudge. Got Flyby on the Lifestealer. September is on the OD. And of course, June is on that Doom. Over on the other end, Dark, once again, on that Abaddon. Got the Puck here, as well as GGG on the Morphling. Sand King is here. Don't forget Sand King. We got Wrong on the Keeper of the Light up towards top lane. Now, feeding mana into a Morphling is not really the most broken thing you can do in the game, but it is very strong. Like, Waveform is, in a vacuum, one of the stronger abilities in Dota. Like, you displace yourself, you do a crap ton of damage. So, like, blink, eat your heart out. And the cooldown, the mana cost, that's what makes it balanced. But, you know what? I have an answer for that. To some degree. To some degree, of course. Ooh, this is interesting. I just saw Abaddon and was like, I thought, you know, Abaddon offlane, standard stuff. We have a Sand King here as well, also with the Poor Man Shield. They are looking to brawl in this lane. Up against a Pudge, who's actually not the best brawler. Up against a CM, who's also not the best brawler. And it's not the worst idea in the world. They will have a rough time until they get level 2, because Burrow Strike is needed. But you also kind of want to have Caustic Finale. Hell, even Sandstorm's not bad. The leveling is going to be kind of rough here for EHOME.Keen's offlane for a little bit. But the benefits are quite high, actually. Like, you force the Pudge to stay here, otherwise the Lifestealer lane just gets run over. The CM has to do kind of the same thing. Like, she's going to do your kind of CM jungle thing. That's pretty much going to happen. But in that downtime, Flyby is getting 2v1'd up against a quite deadly duo. Like, they can just start right-clicking the Lifestealer. And Lifestealer, though he has a Poor Man Shield of his own, will not be able to outrace that. Like, you can't do it even if you do have a feast point. That's just not in the cards. So they're trying to tie down these supports as much as they can, else the Lifestealer gets sufficiently punished. And I like that idea. And we see Pudge leaving right now. He's going to be hands-off in this bottom lane. Flyby's lane is getting pushed, but man, this dual lane is running around with full freedom, and Inflame is a slow CM in between a rock and a hard place. Burrow Strike with her name on it. They have a Curse Blade as well. There's the slow touch, and now she is so screwed. Inflame is gonna die. Nova out, not gonna do it. Dark's gonna get first blood, and Lifestealer can do nothing but watch. Over towards the top lane in the meantime, they found the Keeper of the Light. With the Rot, you can't escape. And they'll make it an even 1-for-1 across the map. The Pudge kind of has to get those kills. He's going to make up for the losses they're going to have in this bottom lane.
This'll come in handy.
Again, a roaming Pudge is still very dangerous. Like I mentioned earlier, like you're not going to have Doom roam, but that's okay because Pudge can definitely fulfill that role. Just land a hook and you're golden.
Regeneration.
We'll see if Demons can keep this up. At least in this game, he didn't kind of hamstring himself by getting like Flesh Heap level 1. Would be the equivalent of what happened in the last game with that early Bloodlust point. I guess Bloodlust is slightly better than Flesh Heap level 1, but not that much better. And Morphling should be having a free time towards top lane. The bottom lane is going to be slightly contested here from Flyby, so Lifestealer is going to have to fight over his farm. And the Morphling, he has Waveform, but there's a hook here. That's tough. Waveforming through the creep wave. Oh, this is what I'm scared of for Flyby. This scenario right here. Is he actually going to die from a tower dive? There's a shield here. With the pop, it's not quite enough damage. It's only level 1. Dark is going in, man, but he's going to fail. Flyby turns around with the open wounds, gets the kill. With the help of that tower, of course, and now the Sand King wants in, but he has no mana. The sickest jukes of all time. Inflame's going to catch him. Tower is going to land a couple of shots, and now the Sand King is in a corner. And that is not where you want to be up against a Lifestealer. Pop goes the Sand King, flyby. He's not going to die to this caustic explosion. Does a little bit of damage, but no big deal. They lose both of them. And man, I was talking up that lane so much, and now they just both go ahead and just die by tower diving. So yeah, I mean the lane was good until they both died. Now it's kind of a train wreck. I mean they can still stick around here. Like the Lifestealer is off the lane right now, is gonna heal up. He'll be back soon. But they just gave away pretty much all this accrued advantage they got from the first 3 minutes. Pretty much now putting the lane at closer to parity. Costly dive there, and also Poor Man's Shield. Guys, Poor Man's Shield is ridiculous value. Doesn't matter if you're not agility. If you're in a lane where you're going to be brawling, get the frickin' Poor Man's Shield. It will save your life, because if Lifestealer did not have that item, he would be super dead in that bottom lane dive. Level 2 Sand King, and that's the difference here. There's the Crystal Maiden, now level 3.5. Flyby's level 4. Yeah, a rough call there from the EHOME squad. Need to recover, but that's going to happen through burst kills, which gets a lot harder as Lifestealer picks up more experience. Morphling's still happy, I suppose. This mid lane matchup is actually being handily won by EHOME.Keen, which should not really be happening. Pudge even showed up here for a little while. I mean, to be fair, no one's helping the puck. No one's helping the OD versus the puck, rather. Not substantially. And the Pudge showed up for like a second of Rotten. That was it. He just left. There's no Ogre Magi type hero here, but a puck should not be beating an OD by this margin. Over bottom lane now, they got the Sand King in the corner with the Rot. And now body blocking for Dark. They're going to freeze him up, rot him down. Shield is not going to hold. Demons may die here, but he's going to deny himself. Can't even get that one. Another Frostbite, another kill for CDEC's side. Flyby. Gonna get the last hit there. That is a clean 2 for 1. 2 for 0, actually. My bad, on this bottom lane again. And now this lane is just lost. They are a little bit too far behind to make this work. Sticking around is just not worth it. Unless they can cheese pick the Lifestealer right now, that is worth it. Not quite. Not quite. Yeah, this lane is such a good setup in the beginning, but just mismanaged from EHOME.Keen. Going way too aggressively. It's a lane that you kind of grind out the enemies in, and then at a certain point you jump in for the kill. They seem to have forgotten about that first part where they just jump in for the kill. Screw grinding him out. Puck now. Victim of a 3-man gank. He's going to phase shift out, try to orb away. Ended up silencing Inflame purely accidentally. And he will get himself out of there. I think he saw demons in the area as well, so that's why he's positioned as he is. Unfortunate the CM just kind of got blindly read there by the puck. Otherwise, would have been a pretty nice kill to have. Definitely with this CS deficit, the OD would have loved to have that gold. Puck knows that he's ahead. 2 nulls, pretty standard stuff there for a puck. He's going to go straight for a Midas. Demons found himself a ghost. Spooky, spooky Fel Spirit. Actually, no, this is a Fel Spirit. This is a ghost. He found himself a Fel Spirit. All these neutral names. Level 6, though, is up on Doom, and it's going to be applied directly to the face of the Morphling. He is fairly tanky as far as Morphlings are concerned. He's a lot of strength, but I mean, there's at a certain point, not enough strength in the world that's going to help you up against that. Easy kill on the Morphling. And Demons is actually still sticking around. Doesn't have a ton of usefulness here, but if he can displace the Keeper of the Light, Coddle's not exactly a tanky hero. Should fall very quickly.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
This game is coming up all CDEC. So far, no bad calls made on their end. All the bad calls have been made by EHOME. They're going to find the OD, though. Very quickly put an end to him before Demons can arrive. That's the type of pick that EHOME need. Kind of get this puck accelerated even more. And faster hand of Midas is great and everything, but the real benefit is that you get to work on your Blink Dagger sooner. Start getting this puck's net worth involved to benefit the entire team as opposed to just himself with this hand of Midas. Flyby. Oh, he's actually going to think about going for a Batten. Try his best. His best is not good enough. Oh, top lane. Burrow Strike. Here comes the Horsies. They're going to be completely off the mark as June's going to go up to the north instead. Can he just TP? Now he can. I think if he just TPs right now... okay, no, too much damage. Yeah, I thought they used the waveform already. Guess not. So, couple of kills here for EHOME.Keen. They're starting to fight back. Getting the Morphling involved in a couple of kills. You do have to work around this Doom timing. So, like, yeah, you kill them off, that's all well and good. But you know that as soon as that Doom is going to come around again, they're going to make an aggressive play, and odds are they're going to get a kill. There's a decently high chance that it's going to be a high priority kill as well. A Morphling, a Puck, something along those lines. They need the Sand King to start getting some gold up. He has Tranquils and nothing else. This is not going to be a fast Blink Dagger game for the Sand King. EHOME.Keen are relying now more and more on this Puck to kind of carry them. At least through this early mid-game phase to a point where Morphling can pick up the slack. It's a lot to ask for, but that's what happens when you kind of mess up your dual lane off lane. You're kind of down 2 heroes. Like Dark, he may have his phase boots, he may get his Vlads, his drums, whatever. But the mission that was set out for them has not been accomplished. By the way, CM has her move and speed items up now. Harping on that earlier before. She is in a pretty good spot in this game as well. Pudge, maybe not quite as high level as he would really like. But he's still doing okay. OD is actually still very behind the Puck. And that is, of course, why they have to rely on the Puck so much, because they got such a good lane in this mid lane. Which, shouldn't have happened, but it did happen. Whatever, man. Sometimes it just happens. Let's see how much this Puck can snowball. He needs to snowball for his team. But of course, it's kind of hard to snowball as a Puck when you get doomed. Yep. They're going to push up towards top. Ob's going to see Coddle, see Morphling. Inflame somehow got spotted there. He's going to walk into the creep wave. Oh god, poor CM. He's going to try to just waste their time. He's going to waste a little bit of it, but barely any. Wrong place, wrong time, CM. Forces a lot of heroes to go to the top lane. That's not nothing, but yeah, it's a little bit too far to go in for just to see a lonely CM. Place an Observer Ward and actually is still here, so I guess mission accomplished. Demon's still sticking around this top lane, just hanging out with this Doom. They know that there are only a handful of heroes here. The vision here for the Radiant is extensive. They see everything. In the jungle, at least. They just want to get in the mix with this Doom again. Apply Doom to forehead. The Pudge, though, not that Dismember, means that they will have to probably dive a tower if they want to get a kill. Kind of awkward without that Dismember. But in the meantime, we do have Flyby still in this bottom lane. Armlet build up. En route. He's pretty much at it. Just a handful of more creeps. Already has the recipe hidden here. At the end of the day, that kind of bold move from EHOME.Keen, yeah, it did cost them what should have been a really big advantage, but we're still closer to parity at this point. Thousands, almost exactly the same in golden experience. Still slight for EHOME.Keen. These past couple kills working out pretty nicely for them. Ooh, this is dangerous though. Flyby, feeling some serious confidence. Not going to be punished this time. No big deal. Don't worry, guys. No panic. Things are really going to take off for EHOME.Keen once this Puck picks up a Blink Dagger. And Veil is all well and good. You need to have the right heroes with you at that time. No Epicenter on the Sand King. Once you get that, then Veil just gets insane. Shotgun, obviously a Morphling, same thing. Although I'm not even sure if you go Shotgun in this game. Sepp is going to get jumped by a Goon Squad. Here comes the Burrow Strike. Waveform in, already down to less than a third HP. And the horses come in and finish the deal. Of course, GGG gets the kill in the end. This OD needs protection. Hook from Demons, not quite on the point. Inflame is in a really awkward spot here. Oh, there's a dog. Get the dog. Sand King, he seems to know. There it is. Burrow Strike, opportunity. Could have burrow struck the CM and gotten like the easiest kill of his life, but I guess he just figured there may be someone else back here that I don't know of, and that is a safe play, of course. I mentioned earlier this Coddle's plan, the team's plan in general. Get a couple Blink Daggers up, get this Ags on the Keeper of the Light. He's not farming it the fastest I've seen, but he's still well on his way. It's not like Keeper of the Light is a slow farmer. Probably one of, if not the fastest farming support heroes. Look at that gold, just come on in. Money keeps rolling in. If he keeps himself alive, gets a fast Ags, yeah, they could start making some pretty dangerous timing pushes around this very, very overfed puck. However, the puck is on his own right now.
This'll come in handy.
Sees an OD. You know he's thinking about it. He probably shouldn't be. Secret Agent Puck. Well, OD's near his tower now, so that's probably not going to happen. Although, if he gets coiled, it could be bad times. They know the Imprison's down. Now's the time to jump in. As soon as the Morphling gets into range, Coil is there with the Spell Amp as well as the Orb Silence. He's already almost dead. Just with that combo, and he will be taken down by the Morphling. Give the gold to the hero that scales. Easy pickoff up towards top lane in the meantime. Took down the Sand King, now into Dark. They're going to start eating him. But he will pop the borrowed time, slowed down just a touch by the clap. Another Frostbite is there, plus a hook. Dark's going to shield himself. He's tanky, but I don't think he's this tanky. Survived this many heroes with the Rot. He has another shield coming up soon. Get a little bit extra HP, maybe turn things around. No. The puck does come in. They will lose Dark and an Inflame in a corner once again. Don't move. The puck's vision is based on movement. Ugh, the puck orb missed, but Inflame shall die. Rip Rhinos. Ah well. 8-8 though. This game's still looking fairly even. This Morphling is getting kind of out of control. This Lifestealer really hasn't done much with just this armlet. This is a Midas as well. Ooh, they are going super late. And CDEC do have that luxury. I mean, they have a Lifestealer OD, powerhouses in the late game, then they have a Doom, who of course has that Devour. Wouldn't be surprised if he starts building up a Midas as well. We may be in for a little bit of a late game scenario here.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Now EHOME are going to, again, try to look for this timing. Puck is ready. Morphling is going to go for the Lincoln Sphere. I already mentioned how insane that is in this game. Ags on the Coddle, still quite far away, so it looks like they have to stagger their timing a little bit. Probably call that like a 20-25 minute timing where they really want to start hitting hard with that Ags. And they have a pretty powerful late game set as well, but Lincoln Sphere is something that, though is powerful, is something that can still be dealt with by CDEC. And should they land a Doom on the Morphling, then EHOME are in a lot of trouble. Okay, they also need a Blink Dagger on Sand King. That's actually kind of far away for 17 minutes in. Expect him to have a little bit more farm, but he's been picked off quite a bit. Rough bottom lane as well. OD's baiting. Although I'm pretty sure he's baiting for a couple of too many heroes here. They're going to blind him. Force a TP. Here comes the coil. Hook's going to land onto the puck, but the OD is already dead. So, yeah, good bait, bro. Demon's is going to teleport out of there. That was a little bit more than he asked for. It's like, I'm just going to bait, and we'll grab ourselves a puck. You did it. Good work. Whoa, that is not a Hand of Midas. That is a Shadow Blade. That is like the exact opposite item of Hand of Midas. Okay, well, EHOME definitely aren't going to see this one coming. Invisible Lifestealer. No Infest, no problem. Go for Dark instead. You are doomed, sir. Borrowed time doesn't give a damn, but at the same time, why are you hitting him, Flyby? What's the deal there? Just let him chill. Dark's down. Flyby is going to reveal his Shadow Blade here, which is awkward. Oh man, they have two Shadow Blades. Okay, CDC are really changing things up now.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Never mind playing the late game. Try to out-tempo EHOME. Jump on them mercilessly. more Shadow Blades you have, I suppose, the more opportunities you have of getting through a Lincoln Sphere with more heroes. And again, the luxury of Shadow Blade over Blink Dagger is that you have time to scope out everything. You have time to prepare, like this, where June, if he had Doom, could hurl Boulder and then Doom. If he had a Blink Dagger, he could jump in. By the time he is ready to Doom with the hurl Boulder, Morphling's probably already gone. I'm not really sure how Sand King got up there, but he's dead now. Rip Blink Dagger. Oh, no, he has it. Maybe that's how he got up there. Looks like a Burrow Strike, but okay. He got a lot of gold very quickly. Impressed by the Sand King's farm in that couple seconds. Oh, sick hook? Sick hook blind? No? Okay. Another free kill for CDEC. This Morphling, though, is going to be a problem. As long as he has this Lincoln Sphere block a spell in a fight, this Morphling should be doing some serious damage. Once he becomes his damage item, like right now his survivability, it's all done and dusted. He's ready as far as survivability is concerned. Needs a little bit more threat, and I think this is a pretty good threat item. Shotgun. That Ethereal Blade. Again, not the best targets in this game, but hey, it still gives you a crap ton of agility. Oh, here comes the Epicenter. It's going to be blinked in on, and it's going to annihilate the OD. Hook's going to do something to a creep over there. Do very little. They're going to try to focus onto Dark, but he's the one that they absolutely should not be focusing because he could just do this. Turn on Borrowed Time, turn things around. Coil onto 2 now as June's in a lot of trouble. They do snap the coil onto the Life Stealer, and the ultimate from the CM's not going to last all that long as GG jumps in and slaughters her. Now Demons, he's the next one to go. How the hell did he get a deny there? My god, that was some insane rot timing. I'm going to assume it's intentional. The Flyby is able to slip out of there. EHOME come in huge. That was so close to being a complete whiff. Like, Doom here, Sand King here, Infernal Blade connects or anything connects at all. Just right-click him. Then he can't blink. And then the initiation just goes to shit. But OD eating a face full of Epicenter, a coil onto 2. And this is the type of snowballing that I was talking about. This is that timing that I was talking about, where they have the Blink Dagger advantage, they have Morphling, who's ready to go, and they have an Abaddon as... Ooh, he's on Hand of Midas, okay. EHOME, this is where they want to fight. And at the end of the day, I do like CDEC's decision to go for these Shadow Blade items, insofar as they are items that help them fight more than Hand of Midas. But this OD needs to not be in the front, and also this needs to not happen. Morphling, he's doomed up, but he has a lot of friends here. He's going to get imprisoned. They will interrupt the Sand King's TP, and he will be doomed. And the Morphling is quite literally doomed. He needs some help here. Silence onto 3, and wow, that Illuminate. Morphling doesn't give a damn about this Doom. He's just going to right-click fools. 3 for 1 for EHO, and Morphling at a pretty happy 600 HP. Is going to be A-OK. Wrong had a chance to charge up a full Illuminate there. Level 4, right in the face, and now Flyby. He's going to infest his way out? Yeah, he should be fine. Probably. He's going to pop out. That's actually going to put him at risk. Yeah, he should be fine, right? Okay, we're good, we're good. If he died there, that would be incredibly embarrassing. Man, EHOME are just all over CDEC, even with Morphling doomed. And it's not even going to get better. Like, right now, Doom on Morphling is as good as it's going to get. As far as, you know, being able to kill him off. He's only going to build more bulk. I have Scotty. Pretty good stuff there if he wants to go for that. That's probably the item, actually. You can just build a ton of armor if you want as Morphling, just stack agility, but I'm pretty sure his agility needs are covered. Yeah, EHOME are in a pretty happy spot right now. Abaddon Midasing into a Radiance. Not the latest Radiance I've seen on the Abaddon. We have Coddle just waiting for daylight. Should be happening very soon. Yeah, minute 30. Until they have that OP Night Stalker type vision with True Sight, with the Healing Illuminate. Like, they actually have everything they could want, except for another Lincoln Sphere. More Lincolns, man. Always more Lincolns. Now, if they lose the puck here, that will kind of suck, but he will... full precautions to dodge a puck hook, which isn't even going to be coming. In the meantime, the rest of the team taking free towers. We're going to call that space created. Where are CDEC? I'm not really sure if they want to or can fight this tower, but it's dead now, so EHOME get a free one. Flyby, he has Rage TP. I don't think Morphling has enough damage to just crush him through that, so he'll be fine, but they're not really accomplishing anything, CDEC. If you invest into a Shadow Blade, you already have pressure on at least that one hero to make that money back. You invest into 2, and you need to fight 24/7 nonstop. They find a puck. Can't dismember him before the help comes in, though. Burst Strike onto 2. Now here comes the Epicenter with the silence. They're not interrupting it. They're going to coil onto the same 2 as well. Demons will fall, as will Sep, from one single orb from the puck. Line him up and knock him down. 2 kills for EHOME, and look at this. There's another objective they can take. It's Roshan. Now, they're not the fastest Roche team in the world, but with no Pudge to worry about, they can freely do this as long as they have some detection, and I think they have enough detection here with this Gem Coddle. And the healing, infinite sustain. Oh, baby. This is rough times here for CDEC. This puck is kind of just styling all over them. They need to get initiation off. They absolutely need to. Maybe build up one of these Shadow Blades. Get that break effect going, reduce the Morphling's damage, but that's such a weak way of going about it. Proactively dooming him and focusing him down, that's what they have to do. But the damage just isn't there. OD's net worth, honestly a little bit pathetic at this point. Even with the Hand of Midas, he only has a Force Staff, and he's not even going to go for Hurricane. He's going to go defensive in the BKB, which is not a bad decision. I think it's a necessary decision. But he's just not going to do any damage unless he gets a million right clicks in and somehow steals like 40 intelligence, something like that. I don't see that happening. Add another tower to the count. They have a push in full daytime with a lot of time left to push. I don't know if that smoke is completely necessary, but they could just go in and start chipping at this tower. Jump in, Burst Strike onto the Doom. He has a BKB, but it's not going to do anything for him. They do hook in on the Morphling, but an instant coil is going to bail him out with the Blinding Light pushback, stunning 3 heroes. No follow-up to that, even though that was the perfect combo. They still get the Doom killed and get the Morphling out of there. He can teleport back, juice back up. The rest of the team will be supplied with mana and health by this Coddle. Hook will land onto the Abaddon, but again the Burrow Strike is there, constantly debated. And now the Silence is going to land onto the Pudge. He's pretty much out of this fight. They'll annihilate September again. Inflame's doing what he can with his ultimate. Actually quite a bit of damage, all things considered, because no one's actually killing him. Although GG is not taking any damage at all because he's just strength morphing. And they're just going to call it 26 minutes in. Man, when I saw that Hand of Midas and the Life Stealer, I was like, oh, we're going to have a long game. And then he decides to go for a Shadow Blade, which literally does nothing. Shadow Blade on CDEC. I like the one. I like the one on Doom. I don't really like the additional one on the Life Stealer. I mean, when you have the Shadow Blade on Doom, you can kind of infest into him, and you'll kind of play like a Nyx Assassin Life Stealer combo at that point. Kind of. But, yeah, just getting 2 Shadow Blades and not finding anything with it means that you just throw away a good portion of gold on 2 heroes to do absolutely nothing. A couple of great team fights from EHOME as well, especially that bottom lane one where they almost got the Epicenter blink canceled, but not quite. Yeah, that just set CDC off on a bad start, even with that kind of flubbed bottom lane from EHOME. Good enough for them to win regardless. So, guys, that's going to be it. 11-20. My watch has ended. Guys, I'm going to turn the stream over to Drag and Drop. Should be about 30 minutes in between, so stream will go down. Don't panic while he sets up for the next game. If you enjoyed the casting, be sure to stick around. Follow Drag and Drop because he is quite the caster as well. Be sure to follow me on Twitter as well, at Mike Loris in the upper right-hand corner. And, yeah, I will see you guys next time. GG.